What is in appeal for Bobrisky? Foremost Nigerian cross-dresser and social media personality Idris Ukuneye, better known as Bobrisky, is in the news once more. Recall that Bobrisky was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment after he entered a guilty plea to charges of naira abuse and mutilation before Justice Abimbola Awogboro of the Federal High Court, sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos. Bobrisky has served weeks at the Nigerian Correctional Services at Ikoyi, Lagos. But earlier this week, Bobrisky filed an appeal through his lawyer, prompting us to ask, what is in it for Bobrisky at the Court of Appeal, bearing in mind that the 2007 CBN Act under which Bobrisky was jailed made provisions for a 50,000 naira fine or a 6 months jail term or both. Bobrisky, through his lawyer, is seeking to set aside his 6 months imprisonment and replace it with the option of 50,000 naira fine on the ground that the existing sentence was punitive, contrary to the Administration of Criminal Justice Act (ACJR). So we ask, will Bobrisky succeed, or will it just be an exercise of futility? We spoke to barristers Anthony Rega and Dayo Abudu.
Okay, well, he's already a convict, and by virtue of the decision of the court that is going on appeal, well, I will only say that it's within his right to do that. Probably he wants to exhaust the judicial process. I am not in a position to say the grounds for the appeal because I have not seen the process. Right, but don't forget that the court that convicted him is court of first instance. We have the Court of Appeal, we have the Supreme Court, and they have a responsibility to review decisions of the lower courts. So probably he is considering looking at the term, looking at the 6 months conviction, because that is the maximum, term as defined by the law, as contained in the law books or the law by which he was convicted. So that would be the only ground, in my thinking, for going to the Court of Appeal to review the sentence. Otherwise, this is an individual that has pleaded guilty before the court. Right, it's not a question that he was not guilty. He has pleaded guilty, he has admitted to his guilt, and I don't think that he's contesting that. So even without seeing the process, my thinking is that the contest may be limited or restricted to the term, to the period of sentence, which is 6 months. Probably wants the Court of Appeal to review that sentence, and it is within his purview, within his right to do that. It's within his constitutional right to do that. Yes.
Can he get bail after being sentenced? Now he's going on appeal. Will he be granted bail?
Yes, it is. Yes, he can be granted bail. First, it's a bailable offence. It's a bailable offence. So, pending the determination of the appeal, he has a right to be granted bail. If he can convince the court that he deserves it, because it is not automatic. An application will be brought before the Court of Appeal, and the court will look at the surrounding circumstances. Number one, is he in a position to interfere with all that has been done? I don't think that he is in a position to interfere, because the facts have been presented before the court. I believe that EFCC must have carried out its own investigation, all right, before the conviction was entered. But by law, it is within its right to ask for bail, and if the court finds it deserving, the court will naturally grant him bail, pending the determination of the appeal.
Do you think, is it possible for the conviction to be reviewed? Say, okay, this thing is that it doesn't fall under within any law. That the conviction is quashed. You are discharged. Is it possible to obtain that?
Well, the Court of Appeal exists to review matters that come up at the lower court. if the justices of the Court of Appeal, in their thinking, review the hearing of the matter and they think that if he was not fairly treated, certainly it is within the power, the purview of the Court of Appeal to take a decision that probably is at variance with what the Federal High Court has done. But let's understand this. This is an individual that admitted to his guilt. He has admitted to his guilt. You know, and what the Federal High Court did is within its power to do that. I mean, looking at the laws, right? So, and this gentleman, Bobrisky, is not going to the Court of Appeal to change his plea. He's not going to the Court of Appeal to change his plea because he was not forced to plead guilty. It was a voluntary plea. So I don't think that would be brought before the Court of Appeal. I don't think so. I think, from my knowledge of how the Court of Appeal operates, I think that the only likely ground for the appeal is for the sentence to be reviewed. It's for the sentence to be reviewed. And as I said, it is within its right to go on appeal, and it is within the right of the Court of Appeal to consider the grounds for the appeal and take a decision on it. Yes, the pleasure is mine. Thank you.